Today we're going to talk about some of the best campgrounds out there. And we're going to share a few tips on how you can save some money on your reservation.
Before we tell you about those amazing campgrounds, I just wanted to let you know we are currently at Florida Caverns State Park, and we have volunteered with a group of other people, all RVers, who have come to the caverns to help this state park reopen their campground after Hurricane Michael.
Yeah, and when we pulled in here Monday, we had no idea what to expect, but we got to work right away, and I can tell you in the short 4 days that we've worked here, and one of those was a rain day, it's starting to look like a campground again.
Yeah, it is pretty exciting. And not only are we going to be able to open this campground, which is going to bring a ton of revenue to this really hard-hit community of Marianna, Florida, but we have made some amazing friends while volunteering.
Yeah, and who knew? A lot of them are Navy.
Yeah, so the reason we're sharing this with you ahead of time, we are going to have a video about our experience here, is I want to get you over to A Year to Volunteer Facebook, Our Village, and Instagram feed. So if you are available to meet up at the next volunteer opportunity, you can hear all about it. Now, Shar and Phil, they're the two that are leading this charge of A Year to Volunteer, have set their mission to volunteer for 365 days, not a calendar year, but days, in all 50 states. So they're going to be setting up these meetups and opportunities to help volunteer. So make sure you join their pages, and all the links will be below, so you'll know what's coming in the future.
Yeah, and Phil and Shar are recently retired from the Navy. Phil is a retired Navy captain. He's got a great name. He was in the world's best Navy. Why not volunteer?
So thanks to everyone who's helped so far. And let's jump into the reason we're really here, and we're going to tell you about some amazing campgrounds. So in case you're wondering, or you haven't figured out by now, these campgrounds we love so much are the Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds.
Right.
And they are amazing.
Some hidden gems, actually.
All right, hold up. We have got to ask you this burning question. Have you stayed at an Army Corps of Engineer campground before? And if you have stayed at them, what is your favorite COE campground? This is the question we are all dying to know the answer to. So just a little brief history on them. The first engineer was actually appointed by George Washington in 1775, and the Army Corps of Engineers was actually officially established in 1808.
1908.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
A lot of people didn't think they could stay at an Army Corps of Engineer park because it had U.S. Army in front of it. Not so.
That's right. Everyone is welcome. So the reason it has Army on it is because they are actually affiliated with West Point back in the day. The only engineering school was West Point, and the superintendent of West Point was an engineer. So that's kind of where that came from. But they are not a military organization per se. And one little tidbit you might be surprised about, the Army Corps of Engineers have assisted in every war since the Revolutionary War when they were first appointed. And that includes, they were there on D-Day clearing the bridges and clearing the oceans of mines so D-Day could actually occur.
Yeah, so they had, most cases, they were the first ones in.
So what does the Army Corps of Engineers do? They have a lot of jobs and have done a lot for this country. So let's just talk about a couple of them. I have my notes here as usual. So some of the things they've done is built coastal fortifications. They've surveyed roads and canals. They explored and mapped the western frontier, and they have constructed actually some pretty significant buildings.
Some of their famous projects were the Panama Canal, the Washington Monument, the Pentagon, the Library of Congress. One that was really interesting to me was a building for NASA to build spaceships or spacecraft in, and the Lincoln Memorial.
The COE are actually the nation's #1 provider of recreational activities here in the country. Some of the activities you can find at COE parks include hiking, boating, fishing, snorkeling, whitewater rafting.
Mountain biking, my favorite.
Yes. And of course, what we're talking about here today, camping. Let's talk specifics about the campgrounds. Fees for campgrounds we've stayed at in the past have ranged from $18 to $34 a night. And the amenities also vary depending on the campground, just like the price will vary. So we've had partial hookups and full hookups, but like I said, each campground fees will vary.
Right.
Now, if you decide to go in and play at a COE and and you're not camping there, because like we said earlier, there are a ton of things to do at these parks. The day fees start at $5, but might be a little higher depending upon the amenities that are offered.
And or your location.
Now, let's talk about the most important part, how to save you money when you book your campground.
Well, I'm not booking for you, but when you book it, right.
Right. So there are several ways to save at COE parks. So the first way is to have a America the Beautiful Senior Park Pass or Access Pass. If you have any one of those, when you book your campground, make sure you put your number in on your reservation, and that is going to save you 50%.
Yeah, and it has really said or done exactly that, 50% off. We've stayed at a park for $9 a night.
Yeah, and that had full hookups, and it was our favorite, which we will tell you which one that was later.
At the end.
Yeah.
We have the Access Pass, and the Access Pass is for anybody with a permanent disability. All you have to have is a note from your doctor, or if you've been vetted through the VA, bring your VA letter. It doesn't matter what the percentage is. There's no percentage tied to it. It is just a permanent disability. So if you have that, not military affiliated, go and get your Access Pass. To qualify for the Senior Pass, you have to be 62 years young to get that one. Another pass that's out there is the Golden Age Pass or the Golden Pass. I'm not sure what the right name is. Mm-hmm. But if you have that, that will get you in, or get you a discount on your day use and your campground fees.
Yes. If you're active duty military, you can also save at these parks. With your military ID card or your military annual America the Beautiful Pass, you can get in free for the day. So you don't have to pay any day fees, and you can also save on your campground fees. So a little tip to share with your friends who are active duty, if they are going to deploy,
this is a good one.
Yeah, they can stay for free if space is available at COE Campgrounds. So either before the deployment or when they get back from the deployment with orders, they could stay free at the park.
Yeah, that is a really good Benny.
Yeah, so for all of our active duty people, make sure you share the love and let your friends know about that.
Another cool way to get into the parks is if you have a fourth grader, or if you're grandparents of a fourth grader, the beginning of their fourth grade year, they qualify for a free fourth grade pass to get in, and that's good for the entire family. So it's designed to get them out and, you know, share the outdoors, find their love for the outdoors, if you will. So that is a great pass to have.
Now, that won't get you a discount on campgrounds, but that will get you in for free for all the activities for day use.
Right. Great pass if you have fourth graders in the family.
I'm going to show you several ways to find these amazing Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds. The first website I want to show you is the Coors Lake website. Now, this is actually run by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So you can see on their index here, they have a ton of information on this website. But we're going to focus on the parks and the campgrounds. So if you go up to this select a state, you see all the states here where there are Corps of Engineer parks. So we're going to let's pick Georgia, since that's where I'm from. And as you can see, it pops up with all the Corps of Engineer parks in Georgia. You can see it by the triangles. And there's also a way to filter here just for campgrounds. We're going to click on camping and then click the Find Lakes button. So you can see all the lakes in Georgia are listed here. And remember, COE parks are almost always on a body of water. So I'm going to click on Lake Lanier. And this is a lake we used to go to all the time when I was a kid. It's going to show you everything that Lake Lanier has to offer, which includes camping. And it's also going to list the names of the campgrounds. So you can see here under Reserve, there's Baldridge Creek, Boulding Mill, and Duckett Mill. So these are the campgrounds where you can reserve a spot on Lake Lanier. So this is one way to find campgrounds. It definitely is not my favorite way, but it is a free way. Another way I'm going to show you how to do it, if we go back here to the Lakes Gateways homepage, right here on the right, you will see a link for a brochure. So if you click on that and open it up, let me make this bigger here so you can see it. This is a PDF offered by the Corps of Engineers, and it's free. You can download it to your computer. And as you can see as we scroll through, here's the table of contents, and they are organized by state. So we will scroll up to the first state. and it's going to be Alabama. Obviously, it's alphabetical. You will see that the Army Corps of Engineer parks are actually listed by the body of water that they are sitting on. As we scroll up to the next page, you'll see it shows you exactly all the activities and everything that's available at each one of these lakes. If you know you're going to be driving through a specific area, whether it's Alabama or another area, this is a great way to pull up the state itself and look and see where the parks are, what freeways are close to, and if you're going to be driving through that area. Another program I use to find COE parks is RV Trip Wizard. I use this all the time. I love it. It is the only way I plan my trips and keep track of what reservations I've already made. So in order to find COE parks in RV Trip Wizard, go into your trip and you can see I'm in a trip already. You're going to turn on your show park. So you can see here, this will turn on any parks that they have listed, and they have thousands listed in RV Trip Wizard. I'm going to move this out of the way. Then you're going to come over here and hit your research tab, and it's going to open it up. And you can see there are all kind of filters here in this area. So we're going to click on park types. I'm going to view more, and then we're going to hit, let's just hit the state parks. You can see those as well because those are our other favorite places to go. And then you'll see here Corps of Engineers. So click on that and those are going to pop up. So let's close this tab and you'll see here the red castles, that is the COE park symbol, and you can see they're all over here. So you can actually click on these, hit more details, and it's going to tell you all about the COE park. It has their features, what they offer, whether it's tent camping, RV camping, pull-through sites are in this one, and then there's also reviews here. You can see RV Trip Wizard does offer a lot of information about these campgrounds, about all the campgrounds in their database, really. So this is another option for you. This is one of my absolute favorites. Now, I also have a video on how to use RV Trip Wizard, and I walk you step by step. So if this is something you've been thinking about doing, I'll put a link for that video down below as well. So another way that I find COE parks is actually on my phone. I use AllStays on my phone all the time, and I will pull it up, and on the phone app, the very first filter is for COE park. So when I click that, I would just put a check on the Army Corps, hit done, and it's going to pull up all of the COE parks in my area. And again, you're going to want to tap on it and go into it. It's going to let you know if it's a COE with camping and what kind of camping, because sometimes the camping is just for tent camping. So it's going to tell you all about it in AllStays. And then finally, the last way I'm going to show you today is with recreation.gov. Recreation.gov is also where you're going to make your reservations. So let's go on in. Now for the campgrounds, you're going to come down to search camping, click on that. And you can also sort using recreation.gov. Since we've been looking at the Georgia campgrounds, let's punch it in here as well. And you can see it's pulled up all of the parks where you can make reservations. Now, some of these are day use and some of these are camping. The green you see here, those are day use facilities. So those will be up on here as well. See, you can go into one of the camping, and it's going to allow you to look at what you need to know about the campground, getting there, just overview of the sites, the facilities, what they offer. So this is another way that, again, you can look for campgrounds, and then you're also going to make your reservation here. Now, one thing to know is recreation.gov is also available on an app for both iOS and Android. So you can download that. You can make reservations on your phone. You can search for campgrounds on your phone. It is a really great tool. So let's go ahead and pick some dates. So I'm just going to pick something here, some dates here, and hit book now. I just wanted to show you how to add your past discount. If you have an eligible pass that will give you a discount, you're going to click this box here, and there are several options on the drop down. We have the access pass, so we would click that option, but you can see there's also an annual senior pass, a lifetime senior pass, and the golden passes. So whichever one you have, you will click that, type in your pass number, and this is going to give you 50% off your fees. Once you punch that in, this price here will be cut in half, so that will be $22 for this instead of the $44. So don't forget to have your pass handy if you're making reservations. Links for everything I've shown you today will be in the blog post, so make sure you head over to the blog if you're interested in checking out some of these COE parks. You are going to absolutely love them. So we're going to tell them about our favorite parks?
Well, we have to. We've told everybody at our village rally what it was, so they've probably already booked. In fact, some have booked at our favorite place already.
All right, so our number one top COE is?
Gunter Hill Corps of Engineer Park, and it's in Montgomery, Alabama.
And lucky for you, we've already made a video on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a link down below to that video. It has all the details. It is beautiful. And we stayed with our access pass for $9 a night at that park.
Can't beat that. Who doesn't like $9 for full hookups?
And it was beautiful. So check out that video.
We would have stayed for $9 if they didn't have full hookups.
This is true. So our number 2 COE is Ortona South. And it is an amazing campground right on a set of locks.
Yeah, and it's it's 8 miles outside of LaBelle, Florida. But it is a beautiful, relaxing park to hang out in.
And guess what? We have that in a video too.
Yep, so check that out below.
All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do not fill up our COEs because we still want to be able to book them.
That's right. What we told everybody at our village rally was start booking in about 2 or 3 years of these. Let us get to all of them first.
That's right. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Give us a thumbs up and hit the notification bell.
And hopefully one day we'll see you on the road.